day-to-day life, we all are applying force. Okay, so today I will teach you what is force and what is its different types.
So today we will start with the topic force with its units. Children, as you all can see in the figure, force is the effect of pull and push. So you all can see in the first figure, a boy exerts a pull on the rope, and in the second figure the boy exerts a push on the boat. So this pull or push, they are combinedly called as force. So we can define force as it is the effect of pull and push. Secondly, let us study about what is force and what is the SI unit. Children, as you all can see, the pushes and pulls that act on object are called as force. So all the physical quantities, children, they are denoted by some letter. Okay, so here the force is denoted by the letter F. So the force is a vector quantity. So again, what is the meaning of a vector quantity? Children, the physical quantities which have both magnitude as well as direction are called as vector quantities. So the force is applied in a particular direction. That's why it is called as a vector quantity. So I have already written there, it is having both the magnitude as well as the direction. So now I will tell you about the different units of force. Children, so in order to measure any physical quantity, we have to choose an unit. Okay, so here to measure the force we have to use different units. Okay, so here I will say you the first unit of force. Children, the first unit of force is kilogram force, or you can say it is kgf. The force required to lift an object of mass 1 kg vertically upwards is called as 1 kilogram force. Similarly, gram force is another unit of force. The force required to lift an object of mass 1 gram vertically upwards is called as 1 gram force. So there is a relationship between 1 kilogram force and 1 gram force. 1 kilogram force and gram force. Okay. So 1 kilogram force is equal to 1000 gram force. And the SI unit, SI means what? The standard international unit of force is Newton. So we can define the term Newton here. 1 Newton is the force required to move an object of mass 1 kg with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Children, there is also a relationship between 1 kilogram force and Newton. 1 kgf is equal to 9.8 Newton, or approximately it will be equal to 10 Newton. Next unit is your CGS unit, and the CGS unit of force is dyne. 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dynes, and the derivation you will study in higher classes. Children, there are some effects of force. So the first effect is a force can move a stationary object. For example, a ball is on the ground which is at rest. Stationary means it is at rest. Then children, we can easily move it by applying force. Secondly, a force can stop a moving object. If an object is moving, then the force can stop it. Third, a force can change the speed of a moving object. Suppose any object is moving in a proper speed, then we can increase or also we can decrease the speed of the moving object. A force can change the direction of moving object. Suppose you are cycling. Okay, so by applying force on your handle, what you can do? We can change the direction of motion. A force can change the shape and size of an object. For example, suppose your atta dough or plasticine or clay. So we can change the shape and size of the object. So now we can define force as the shape and size of an object. Force can change the shape and size of an object. So force can be defined as the physical quantity which changes or tends to change the state of rest or the state of uniform motion or shape of an object. So children, here are some diagrams of figures given. So in the first figure you all can see that a spring becomes longer when it is stretched. Okay, so whenever we are stretching the spring, it becomes longer, means we are applying the force and the shape of the spring changes. So plasticine also, so it is also changing its shape by application of force. So it can also becomes dented when it is hit. So sponge becomes smaller when it is squeezed. So these are all the applications of force, effects of force. The next and very important term is your inertia. Children, it is the tendency of a body to stay in the same state. Again, what is the meaning of state? There are two types of states in case of motion: state of rest and state of motion. So it is a tendency of a body to stay in the same state, means suppose the object is at rest, then it will try to remain at rest. Suppose the object is moving, then it will try to move. Okay, so this property of the object is called as inertia. For example, if an object is at rest, then it tries to remain at rest, and if the object is moving, then it tries to be in motion in a straight line until any force is applied on it. So if you will not apply any force, then it will not change its state of rest or state of motion. Now let us come to the next topic, that is your net force or resultant force. Children, so first of all we have to define the resultant force. If a number of forces act on a body, okay, then we have to calculate the net force or resultant force. That is the total of all the forces. So when two forces are applied to an object in same direction, then the net force is the sum of both the forces, means we have to add both the forces. Similarly, when two forces are applied to an object in opposite directions, then the net force is the difference of the two forces, means we have to do subtraction. Here I have given some examples. So two forces of 100 Newton and 300 Newton act in the same direction. You have to find out the resultant force. So the resultant force will be the sum of the two, that is 100 plus 300 is equal to 400, because they are applied in same direction. But if the two forces will be applied in different directions, then the resultant force will be the difference of the two forces. That is, two forces are 250 Newton and 400 Newton. So 400 minus 250, that is equal to 150 Newton. One more numerical here I have given. Two boys, they pull a rope from two ends with a force of 100 Newton each. Then the question is, what is the resultant force? Children, the resultant force will be 100 Newton minus 100 Newton, because the forces are applied from both the sides. Okay, both opposite sides. So it will be the subtraction or difference of the two forces, that is 100 minus 100 is equal to 0. So last question is, find the resultant of the two forces F1 and F2 acting on a body in the opposite directions. So as I told you, if the two forces will act in opposite directions, then it will be the difference of the two forces. Okay children, so I want to stop here. So in our next class we will study about the balanced force or non-balanced forces. Thank you.